night 20 of 31 Wild Halloween Review Nights. Well, I was going to start this video off by either singing the Ghostbusters theme song, maybe play it on my piano. I was going to do something a little interesting with the beginning of this, kind of like make it connect with Ghostbusters. That didn't really happen because it's kind of been muggy outside. I wanted to film the beginning outside, but the weather hasn't been cooperating with me. Also, I feel like if I do anything with the Ghostbusters theme song, I could potentially get a copyright strike. Although I should be fine because my trailer did involve footage from the original Ghostbusters and a bunch of other films that I'll be talking about, or I already have talked about. I also played the Addams Family theme song on my piano when I talked about them. So I probably have nothing to worry about. Anyway, this is Ghostbusters. The original. Not that crappy remake. The original. Released in 1984, three scientists at a university get caught up in the world of understanding and going after ghosts when they start popping up in New York City. After getting fired from their positions at the university, they start a business together and form the Ghostbusters. After setting up in a firehouse, getting their own car, hiring a secretary, and recruiting a fourth member, Winston Zendermore, the group sets out to catch any and all crazy spirits lurking the city. All is going well until the EPA steps in and tries to shut them down. This comes at a bad time as the men try to crack down on paranormal activity happening in the kitchen of a woman named Dana that could possibly lead to the end of the world. Now, this was a film that I grew up with, to an extent. I knew who the Ghostbusters were, I knew the song, I knew the logo. I think those are key elements to knowing this film. You either know this film by heart or you just know it because of pop culture. I mean, it's a classic. How can you stand there and say, I've never seen the original Ghostbusters? I think everybody at some point in their life either has or will see the original Ghostbusters film. That other piece of crap will never be touched by anybody. Now, jumping off that comment, when it comes to enjoying the film, you either love the film or you don't. I definitely don't hate it, but I don't love it. I like it. I do think it's a very entertaining film. Again, everybody should see it at some point in their life. Bill Murray's in it, so you would think that it is very funny. It's not, like, super funny. I can't sit here and happily say that everything about it made me laugh. Like, the whole core of the film, everything within the story, it was entertaining to watch, and it did give me little chuckles here and there, but I didn't see things that really made me laugh until the ending when they were fighting Gozer? Is that the ghost's name? Gozer? I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah, it's the last scene where they're on the building, and that's where the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man comes in. Is it sad that I actually thought that that was a real mascot character? I could have sworn I've seen the character before, but I'm pretty sure I was just getting him confused with the and that tire character who's very puffy. I don't know his name. I never really paid attention to that specific mascot. What is it? Auto Tires, I think? I don't think that's right. Believe it or not, my favorite character in this film is not necessarily one of the Ghostbusters, although I do really like all their characters. My favorite character is Louis Tully, who was played by Rick Moranis, right? That's how you say his last name? Rick Moranis. I found his character amusing, even though he would like pop in and out. The gag with him coming out of his apartment and then he gets locked out every time, I found that pretty funny. But that doesn't mean I don't like the characters Ray or Peter or any of them, the actual Ghostbusters themselves. I get a kick out of watching people, whether they are real or fictional, any character with super intelligence. These guys are extremely smart, and I like watching that kind of stuff. I like watching them go over plans and talking about stuff that I don't understand because I'm not in their field of education, understanding. They got big brains. I like watching that stuff. I like watching this film. It tends to be a thing I watch every Halloween. Ghostbusters has become one of those staple franchises of the holiday. Like, it's one of those films that is just always on around this time of year. I think it's cool. I like it. It's definitely got some freaky moments and spooks. The puppetry and stop motion work with the ghosts that they have, that's really cool. I really like that stuff. There's a few shots where I think some of the ghosts are CGI. I'm not talking about like the full-blown ghosts where like you could see through them. I'm talking about like the ghost-like creatures like the green blob and the gargoyles when they're running around. When they're not the puppets, because you can easily tell when they're puppets or live animatronics. And then when they're kind of like stop motion, but they didn't look CGI. Yeah, I don't really have any other things to say about Ghostbusters that probably hasn't already been said. You're either somebody who really likes Ghostbusters or you're somebody who does not like Ghostbusters. And I'm sure there's somebody out there who does not like Ghostbusters. You probably can't stand it. I think it's very enjoyable. I get a lot of amusement out of it. The effects were cool. Again, the puppetry was really cool. And the acting was really great. And it is funny. There are some funny moments throughout the film, but the real funny bits are at the ending. Also, Carl Winslow's in this. He makes a quick cameo. Does anybody know who Carl Winslow is? Anybody watch Family Matters? He was the dad in Family Matters. He was a cop. He's a cop dad. Also, off topic on that, I really like how just every crazy thing happens in New York City. We actually don't get an explanation to why there are so many ghosts in New York City. And I kind of admire that about the film. Not even the mayor questions why there are so many ghosts in New York City. Why does everything interesting happen in New York City? You have all these films that take place in the heart of New York City. Like, you never see anything happen in one of the other states. Like, when's the last time anything interesting's happened in, I don't know, Wyoming? Or Ohio? What about Alaska? What do you think's going on in Alaska? It's probably cold there, but... with that brings the end. With that's all I gotta say about Ghostbusters. The original. Have you seen the original Ghostbusters? Is my question to you now. If you have, let me know what you thought about it. Do you like it? Do you not like it? I'd love to hear everything in those comments. With that brings us to the end of night 20. We're already in the 20s now. My God. It's almost coming. Halloween's a-coming, but we still got a good while. We got about 11 more days left? And that includes tomorrow, where we're going to talk about the sequel to Ghostbusters. I'm not talking about the female one. I'm making that clear now. We're not watching that one. We're not talking about it. We're going to pretend it doesn't exist. But we are going to talk about the sequel, which, well, in some people's eyes, shouldn't be a thing either. We'll talk about that tomorrow, though. Thanks for watching The Wild Review on The Wild Review, and you just saw me review a thing.